Hello, I'm Mayor Greg Fisher, and I'd like to welcome you to a Metro TV series entitled Justice for All, Louisville's Criminal Justice System. It's our intent through this series to provide viewers and community residents with information about the operation of our local criminal justice system, and more specifically to introduce you to the key players, the involved agencies and their respective missions, and explain how the system operates. We want to provide available data related to system cost and what research tells us is working, discuss emerging trends, issues, projects, and talk about the role of the community. Now, historically, many of our efforts to educate the public about the criminal justice system have occurred on a reactive rather than a proactive basis and focused only on selected programs and agencies rather than the entire system. So I'm hopeful that this new initiative will help us reach a broader, community-wide audience, provide timely and transparent information about local justice system policies and practices, and enhance our efforts to recruit and bring new talent into justice and public safety agencies that reflect the makeup of our entire community. Following each segment, contact information will be provided to allow viewers to request additional information, ask follow-up questions, or provide feedback. So I encourage you to watch and become engaged. As the first segment, this show focuses on the role of law enforcement and will feature information on the Louisville Metro Police Department and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. I hope you enjoy the program, and thanks for watching.
Hello, I'm Steve Conrad, Chief of Police for the Louisville Metro Police Department. When I first started this job, I said it was my goal to make Louisville the safest city in America. We aren't there yet, but with your help, we can be well on the way. The presentation you're about to see will take you inside the Louisville Metro Police Department so you can learn more about how we operate. It's my hope that with a better understanding of how our officers serve you, we can work together to make Louisville the kind of place we all want it to be. The Louisville Metro Police Department was established in 2003 following the merger of the city of Louisville and Jefferson County. We're the largest law enforcement agency in the state of Kentucky, employing more than 1,200 sworn officers and almost 300 civilians, most of whom live right here in our community. The police department is responsible for the safety of more than 700,000 citizens who call Metro Louisville their home, as well as countless visitors and travelers. Every year, we answer over 500,000 calls for service, and each officer routinely drives or patrols an average of 23,000 miles. To ensure that we provide an efficient and effective service for all members of our community, we've divided it into 8 areas that we call patrol divisions. The majority of our officers are assigned to one of these 8 divisions, which ensures that our department is able to respond to criminal activity and other emergencies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The remaining officers are assigned to one of over 30 specialty units, such as administrative services, major crimes, narcotics, special investigations, special operations, and training. Officers in these units have several years of police experience and have received training to respond to specific specialized needs in support of our patrol division. Here's a closer look at how our patrol divisions and each of the specialty units plays a vital role in the quality service that we provide to our community.
Hi, I'm Yvette Gentry, Deputy Chief for Louisville Metro Police Department. I'm a 23-year employee of the department. I've worked in various locations. I began my career in 1990 as a communications specialist in dispatch, what is now known as MetroSafe. I have worked in all 3 bureaus of the department, and I'm currently in charge of the Patrol Bureau. The Patrol Bureau is the largest and most visible segment of the Louisville Metro Police Department. In fact, they are often the first responders you'll see during an emergency. The newly formed Viper Unit is also a part of the Patrol Bureau and has 32 personnel assigned. They are tasked with addressing violent crime. The Viper Unit is led by a lieutenant who reports directly to me. We have 8 divisions located throughout the Louisville metro area, employing more than 800 officers, sergeants, lieutenants, and majors. Officers in those divisions are available to respond to emergencies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Each division is led by a major who is appointed by the Chief of Police. That major is responsible for financial budgets, scheduling, assigning and deploying personnel, tracking crime trends, developing responsive strategies, and attending community events. Every major has several lieutenants and sergeants assigned to his or her division. They are responsible for carrying out the major's vision and ultimately the Chief of Police plans for crime prevention and community safety. Lieutenants and sergeants both may attend community events and respond to concerns within the division. They also respond to emergency scenes and direct personnel to ensure proper response and investigation. Detectives do the follow-up investigations on general criminal activity such as burglaries, robberies, assaults, and thefts. Most detective work focuses on witness interviews and identifying suspects. They piece together how a crime occurred so an arrest can be made. Detectives work closely with patrol officers and our crime scene unit to gather forensic evidence. They also work with prosecutors and spend time in court testifying to bring justice for the victim. District or patrol officers make up the bulk of our division personnel. Each officer is assigned to a particular area, also known as a beat. This helps to ensure that we have adequate coverage throughout the city. Officers may patrol their beat on foot, car, bicycle, or ATV looking for suspicious activity. They respond to and investigate calls for service received from the public, which could be a routine fender bender or a violent criminal act. When an officer isn't responding to an emergency, chances are he or she is taking proactive steps to make our community a safer place.
My name is Kenton Buckner. I'm the Assistant Chief of Police of Louisville Metro Police Department. I'm assigned to the Support Bureau. I'm entering into my 20th year of service. The Support Bureau consists of Major Crimes Division, Narcotics Division, and Special Operations Special Events. The Louisville Metro Police Department has 35 specialty units to assist patrol divisions with incidents that fall outside the routine duties such as burglaries or accidents. Specialty units work everything from business robberies to fatal accidents, missing persons, sexual abuse, and internet crimes. The homicide unit investigates anytime someone kills another person, intentional or not. They also investigate critical assaults, suicides, accidental or suspicious deaths. This team does not make a decision on anyone's guilt or innocence, and they pass their investigative findings to the Commonwealth Attorney's Office for review. Homicide handles cold cases or any unsolved homicides more than 2 years old, and they look into reports of ransom, kidnappings, and missing persons who are suspected to be in physical danger. Robbery responds to any report of a first-degree robbery occurring at a place of business. They also investigate first-degree street robberies that involve the same suspect occurring anywhere in Metro Louisville. Crimes Against Children investigates any sexual abuse case against a child under the age of 16. That also includes sexual exploitation, crimes involving the internet. They also look into cases of reported physical abuse involving the child's primary caretaker, and they investigate all missing person reports that do not involve kidnappings for ransom or suspected violence. Our Special Victims Unit looks at crimes against seniors, including abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation of at-risk adults or anyone 60 years of age or older. Domestic violence is a silent crime and often one of the deadliest. The Louisville Metro Police Department is committed to helping victims of domestic violence through our initiative, Bring Peace Home. The program is a collaborative effort involving several organizations and is designed to connect citizens with information before they become a victim of domestic violence. For those persons who do become victims, we have an 8-member domestic violence unit including 6 detectives, a sergeant, and a lieutenant. The unit is responsible for working with victims of all felonies that occur as a result of domestic violence. Each of our 8 patrol divisions also has a domestic violence detective, and the department works with 3 full-time advocates from Center for Women and Families. By working together, we can ensure that the victims of domestic violence get all the assistance they need. For information, contact our domestic violence unit at 502-574-2DVU. That's 574-2388. Also included in our Special Victim Unit is the Sex Crime Squad. They investigate felony sexual assaults involving anyone over the age of 16, as well as violations of the Kentucky Sex Offender Registry in Jefferson County. The forensic investigative units includes the video forensics analysis squad, crime scene unit, polygraph, photo lab. All these squads use scientific analysis or technology to establish facts and evidence that can be used in a court of law. Forensic investigation is much more complex than what you see on television dramas, and it plays a vital role in solving many of our cases. In addition to our major crimes division, we also have a narcotics division and special operations division. You may not see these units as often, but each of them plays an integral part of providing for the safety of our community. Our special operations division includes the air unit, bomb squad, K9 unit, dive team, dignitary protection team, hostage negotiation team, joint emergency service unit, mounted patrol unit, river patrol, special events, special responses team, special weapons and tactics team, or SWAT, and the traffic unit. Finally, we have a community relations unit, which you'll hear more about later.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Ozzie Gibson. I've been employed with the Louisville Metro Police since 1989. I'm currently assigned and commander of Administrative Services. Here at LMPD, our Administrative Services Division works behind the scenes to provide a number of operations in support of police headquarters, our 8 patrol divisions, special units, and the community. The Planning and Technology Unit handles research and development, crime information, and technical services. Research and development maintains our standard operating procedures, our guidelines under which the department operates. They also conduct research into policy development and ensure that the department has proper accreditation. The Crime Information Center collects, analyzes, and disseminates crime information to help the officers with tactical planning and deployment of resources. They're the ones who identify crime patterns and trends, as well as provide weekly postings of Louisville's most wanted. We employ technical services to handle our landlines, cell phones, pagers, and mobile data terminals, or MDTs. The MDT is a computer that allows an officer to work directly from his or her vehicle. It's a lot like an office in a car, and almost anything that can be done at a desk can be done on an MDT. Our Records Management Division handles data information, public service, the Public Telephone Reporting Unit, false alarms, and the Crime Tip Hotline. The Data Information Center validates police reports for accuracy before entering them in a computer. Our Public Service Counter is where you go for accident reports, criminal background checks, and incident reports. The False Alarm Reduction Unit oversees the false alarm ordinance, which is designed to reduce or eliminate false alarms so officers are free to respond to emergency situations or perform preventive patrol. Vehicle impoundment is responsible for towing and impounding vehicles that are abandoned in public areas in violation of traffic regulations and blocking the right-of-way. They also are responsible for storing vehicles that are involved in fatal accidents, arson investigations, and other criminal activity. Our Telephone Reporting Unit, or TRU, along with the Crime Tip Hotline, have proven to be some of the most effective crime-fighting tools that let citizens work with our department. The Telephone Reporting Unit is the quickest and most efficient way for someone to file a police report. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Just dial 574-5673 and you'll be connected to a reporting technician who will take your report and provide you with a report number for your records. TRU is available to take both felony and misdemeanor reports, such as criminal mischief under $10,000, auto theft or unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, lost or missing property, and a host of other non-emergency crimes. Our Crime Tip Hotline is now in its 10th year, and in that time more than 250,000 callers have dialed 574-LMPD to provide information on non-emergency criminal activity. 574-LMPD is another 24-hour-a-day, 7 days a week operation. There is no caller ID or phone tracing, so anyone who wants to remain anonymous may do so. The Crime Tip Hotline is just one resource for sharing information about illegal activity. You can also text information to crimes or 274637, enter a tip on your website, or download the app Tip Submit for Android and iPhones. Another valuable tool is our Crime Maps page located on louisvilleky.gov. Just type in your address to find out about crime in your area or sign up for crime alerts by text or email. Here at LMPD, we have a variety of crime prevention resources that are available for anyone. Let's take a look at some other ways you can become involved.
Hi, I'm Officer Carrie Klain with Louisville Metro Police. I began with Jefferson County Police back in 2001. I've been on the department for about 12 years now, and currently I work in the PIO office. The Citizens Police Academy is offered twice a year in March and September. The 12-week program meets on Tuesday evenings and is designed to help the public better understand the services delivered by the LMPD. Our Latino Citizens Academy is currently held once a year. The Spanish-speaking community is one of our area's largest growing populations, and for that reason, the program is offered in Spanish. The International Citizens Police Academy is offered to community leaders so that they can return to their international citizenship and share the knowledge they've learned. The Youth Academy is a 2-week program offered 3 times during the summer for youth ages 14 to 17. The Academy focuses on teaching discipline, team building, and leadership. Our Senior Citizens Police Academy runs once a year to any person over the age of 55. This is an 8-week academy that offers an understanding of crime prevention strategies, technology, and the opportunity to become a partner in crime prevention. College Citizens Police Academy is geared towards college students who are interested in the field of law enforcement. You can check with your school to see if they'll provide college credit for attending this academy. Every other year during the month of March, we offer a Women's Citizens Police Academy. Designed for women only, the program includes instruction on self-defense and awareness. Our Deaf and Hard of Hearing Academy is held every 2 years during September. The academy is geared towards the deaf and hard of hearing community and includes interpreters who help facilitate the program. The Louisville Metro Police Department's academy programs are all designed to meet the needs of citizens throughout our community. For more information on how you can participate, call 574-7423 or just go to our website. The Neighborhood Watch program provides another avenue for citizens to get involved with the Louisville Metro Police Department. Neighborhood Watch is a national program and an active partnership between LMPD and area residents to increase community awareness and crime prevention. Participants can obtain knowledge and resources to fight crime through home security, getting to know your neighbors, property identification, partnering with the police, public safety techniques, and neighborhood awareness. Starting a Neighborhood Watch is as easy as talking with your neighbors about their interest in starting a program. Most groups meet for free in an area church, school, or someone's home. After you've determined interest, contact Renee Stegall and our Community Relations Unit at 574-7427, and she'll make arrangements for Community Resource Officer to attend your first meeting. Volunteers in Police Services, or VIPS, is a national volunteer program providing needed support to law enforcement personnel. We work with each volunteer to help them find their right fit. Opportunities include administrative assistance to assist office staff with various clerical duties. Special events volunteers help the department with various events throughout the year by answering questions and providing resources to citizens. Neighborhood Watch captains coordinate Neighborhood Watch programs within their neighborhood, helping to reduce crime and report unusual activity. Volunteer coordinators schedule other volunteers for special details, track volunteer hours, and work with the volunteer administrator. For more information on any of these programs, call 574-2129. If you'd like to work directly within the division where you live, you can join the Division Advisory Board. As a board member, you'll be asked to assist the division with its needs such as holiday parties, National Night Out, and other activities. For more information on this program, contact the division in which you live. The LMPD Chaplain Program helps the department in handling emergency situations and provides service to our citizens in times of personal crisis and tragedy. This program has limited volunteer opportunities, and potential members must be an ordained minister. Call 574-2159 for more details. The Louisville Metro Police Explorer Program is for young men and women between the ages of 14 and 19 who are interested in a career in law enforcement. The program provides both classroom instruction and practical exercises to familiarize participants with law enforcement and, in particular, the Louisville Metro Police Department. The Explorer program emphasizes community involvement, leadership, and character development. Explorers assist the department at Thunder Over Louisville, the Kentucky Derby, and other various community events. We've had several of our members of our Explorer program actually go on to join the Louisville Metro Police Department as sworn officers. For more information, call 574-2027 or visit their website. A career in law enforcement can be exciting, challenging, and deeply rewarding with the knowledge that you're providing an invaluable service to your community. Here at the Louisville Metro Police Department, we're looking for people with integrity, discipline, and determination. In return, you'll learn hands-on from some of the best professionals in our field. LMPD has an open and continuous application process. Requirements include the following. You must be a citizen at least 21 years of age with no felony convictions. Be a high school graduate or have earned a GED with at least one of the following: 60 college semester hours, active duty military service, 4 years in the National Guard or Reserve, or employment as a full-time sworn officer in the United States within the last 12 months with at least 1 year of experience. The Louisville Metro Police Department offers a number of opportunities for advancement and lifelong learning. For more information on how you can make a difference in our community, call 574-7866 or visit our website.
I hope you have a better understanding of how our police department works and how we serve the community. Now you hear from one of our key partners in law enforcement, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is a diversified law enforcement agency providing many different services to the citizens of Jefferson County, Kentucky.
Hello, I'm Sheriff John Aubrey. I truly appreciate this opportunity to tell you a little bit about your sheriff's office. You may be aware that we provide court security, transport prisoners throughout Kentucky, and serve over 70,000 court order papers every year. But in this short broadcast, I thought we would talk about those areas of service that might be of most interest to you. How, when, and where do you pay your property tax bills, and how do you apply for certain exemptions like the Homestead Act? How, when, and where do you get your out-of-state vehicle inspected? What is an emergency protective order, and how do you apply for one? What happens when you lose your home through eviction or foreclosure? Let's begin by taking a close look at each of these important issues, one at a time.
I guess few of us likes paying taxes, but knowing where, when, and how to avoid penalties and take advantage of certain discounts might make the whole process a little easier to deal with.
Tax bills are mailed each year on November the 1st. Tax payments may be made to the Sheriff's Office from November the 1st through April the 15th. You can mail your tax payment to the Sheriff's Office at the address on the bill, pay online at the Sheriff's website with a credit card, or in person at the Sheriff's Office or any local branch of Fifth Third Bank. Of course, some have their payments made through their mortgage or title company. Now let's consider what discounts you may qualify for. There are both homestead and disability exemptions available to qualified homeowners. These exemptions currently reduce the property assessed value by $34,000. The homestead exemption applies to people over 65 who own their home in which they live. The exemption for a disability applies to people who are totally disabled and own the home in which they live. Only one exemption is allowed for each piece of property. If you think you might qualify for one of these exemptions, please contact the Property Valuation Administrator's office at the number on the screen. Finally, if you have any tax-related questions at all, simply call 502-574-5479.
During the summer of 2012, our community was hit by a severe hailstorm. A large number of our motor vehicles suffered substantial damage, and some were declared a total loss by insurance companies. Before issuing a total loss declaration, insurance companies required a vehicle inspection by the Sheriff's Office. These are the same deputies who inspect all the vehicles brought into our community from another state. This is a requirement by the Commonwealth of Kentucky before you can get your vehicle registered in Kentucky. The purpose of this inspection is to make sure your vehicle is safe to operate on Kentucky's roadways. Among the items checked include lights, brakes, wipers, window glass, horn, and window tinting. The Sheriff's Office has 4 inspection stations in Jefferson County for your convenience. 3 of them are located in the same offices as the Jefferson County Clerk's Office, where you go to get your vehicle license. And don't forget, this is where you also get your operator's license. If you're new to our county, you must obtain both your vehicle inspection and your operator's license within 30 days.
In this segment, we will give you the information and action you can take to stop domestic abuse from affecting you and your family. I'm Major Chris Douglas with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Criminal Division. On this wall behind me is over 25,000 active domestic violence orders our office maintains annually. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office EPO Warrant Unit is a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week operation and serves over 6,200 newly issued emergency protective orders each year. An emergency protective order is a 14-day order of protection from domestic violence abuse, usually stemming from a recent domestic violence incident between 2 parties who are family members, members of an unmarried couple who live together, formally live together, or share a child in common. An emergency protective order can be described as a court-ordered cooling-off period between 2 parties with certain conditions until a hearing can be established and the matter is heard before a Jefferson County Family Court judge. If you feel your situation qualifies for emergency protection, you can file for an EPO 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at the Hall of Justice Domestic Violence Intake Center. Once there, you will be guided by an intake clerk through the process of obtaining a petition for protection that will be reviewed and signed by a judge. At this point, you become the petitioner and the party you are filing against for protection becomes the respondent. Depending on your circumstance, some of the conditions that may become a part of the emergency protective order include a respondent must not have any contact or communication with the petitioner and at all times remain 500 feet away from the petitioner's residence, place of employment, and family members. A respondent may be ordered not to damage or dispose any property or property of the parties. A respondent may be ordered to vacate the residence shared by the parties and ordered to surrender any firearms owned by or in the possession of the respondent. Other conditions included in an EPO involve temporary custody of the party's minor children. It is very important as a petitioner, if you share minor children with the respondent, to include temporary custody conditions. This will cut down on a lot of confusion and the need to repetition the court during the 14-day protection period. Once an emergency protective order is signed by a judge, the order will be electronically transmitted to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Communication Center. A Sheriff's Office telecommunicator will receive the order and enter it into several databases, including the Law Information Network of Kentucky and the NCIC National Protective File. After the order is entered with all the court-ordered conditions, a hard copy of the EPO will be given to the EPO unit deputies for service. The conditions of an EPO are not effective until service is made on the respondent. Depending on the circumstances, the process of filing an EPO and preparing that order for service may take over an hour, so it is important as a petitioner to keep a copy of the EPO with you at all times. While we do understand the importance of your case, please understand we are tasked with serving hundreds of protective orders with similar circumstances. The more information you can give us on a respondent's whereabouts, the quicker service can be made and the protection can begin. In most cases, service is obtained within 1.5 days of the EPO filing. If service of the EPO is not made within the 14-day time frame, the order will automatically be reissued. So if you have any additional information that may help us locate the respondent, please let our office or court personnel know. The order will continue to be reissued for a period of up to 6 months if service is still unsuccessful. If you have registered your EPO with the VineLink system, you will be notified once a respondent is served. Law enforcement and court officials recognize that parties may reconcile while there is an active order of protection. As the petitioner, you cannot dismiss, drop the conditions of the order, or fail to appear at the EPO hearing hoping that the matter will be dismissed. The respondent is still bound by the conditions of the order and could face criminal charges for violating any terms of an active emergency protective order. At the EPO hearing, a family court judge will decide whether domestic violence acts have occurred and the likelihood it will continue without the proper intervention from the court. In most cases where a finding of fact has been established, the judge will enter a long-term order of protection called a domestic violence order. A domestic violence order can be in effect for 1 to 3 years and offers some additional protection and long-term conditions to end the cycle of abuse in a relationship. Under the terms of a domestic violence order, both parties will be given clear instructions on handling matters such as custody and visitation, property retrieval, anger management counseling, and the surrendering of any firearms to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. While under the terms of an active domestic violence order, a respondent may not possess, attempt to possess, or purchase a firearm. If an attempt is made, law enforcement officials will be notified through NCIC, and the respondent could face criminal charges for violating a domestic violence order. A court copy will be sent to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, where it will be entered into the NCIC National Protective File and will remain active in that database until the order expires. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is partners with the court and other law enforcement agencies committed to combating domestic violence. If we can be of service to you in your situation, call our office anytime.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Mike Littlefield with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Losing your home due to evictions or foreclosures is an often difficult experience, but knowing what to expect and who to call can make it much easier. One of the things that are unique to sheriff's offices, we both enforce civil and both criminal law enforcement issues. Being officers of the courts, we have to execute paperwork that's handed down from the civil courts. Renters are going to have a landlord, and they make payments with rent to that landlord. And if they become behind on those payments, or if the landlord needs to terminate the lease for a number of reasons, then that landlord is instructed to go through the eviction process. And we do have brochures and information available on our website for the eviction process, and as well as some tips for the landlords. And as far as with the renters, they need to stay in constant contact with their landlords. If a renter does find themselves going into the eviction process, if you're given paperwork from our office, subpoena or summons or something like that to go to court, it is strongly recommended that you do go to court. You'll get a lot of information there to assist you in the process, and you'll have the answers to make it easier for you. Roughly, once we get the information from the court saying that eviction has been filed on a defendant, then we will show up, post a copy of the court date, as well as mail a copy of the court date to the defendant. There will be a court date, and anytime there'll be 7 days after that court date is when we potentially can be there for the actual eviction. Once we show up, we'll do a brief walkthrough through the house, let the landlord know what property needs to be set out, and we will be the first ones in and the last ones to leave to make sure all property is set out. And while we are there, nobody will be able to take the property from the premises. It is supposed to stay there for 48 hours from the time of the eviction, but the renter will be allowed to go back on the property and get those belongings that were set out. The process slightly differs on a foreclosure. Once the communication's been made from either the bank or the attorney's office to courts saying that a defendant or a homeowner is behind on payments, then some civil summonses will be filed with local courts, and it will be passed to our office for service. That could be probably one or two of those civil summonses, and shortly thereafter the house will go up for sale with the master commissioner. His office is tasked with selling it to the highest bidder and fulfilling any liens, previous taxes, anything like that is owed on that property. If the homeowners are still in that property, then we will be the ones that will have to show up and perform the same process very similar to an eviction. We'll have to set that property out just like we would on an eviction and proceed the same way. Some tips as far as helping the homeowners, again, would be to constantly have an open line of communication with the lender. There are a lot of local nonprofit groups that can assist you with refinancing, modifying some mortgages, things of that nature. And information on those local nonprofits will be provided on the screen. In addition to the information provided on the screen, our office produces numerous brochures that can assist renters and landlords in the eviction process. This brochure is available in our office as well as in the Hall of Justice and can be viewed online at www.jcsoky.org. Some of the repercussions as far as going through the eviction process is that tenants can receive a judgment against them for any back money that is owed, back rent, as well as damages that were committed in the home prior to the eviction. The landlord will file a civil summons. There'll be court dates issued, and again, if the defendant doesn't show up in court, an automatic judgment will be entered in favor of the plaintiff, and that will be, eventually need to get paid. Some of the local apartment complexes will report any back rent as well as damages to the three major credit reporting agencies, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, and then that'll go on your credit report that will, cause you trouble down the road as far as getting that taken off.
Well, I hope the information provided in this brief video presentation was helpful. Rest assured that men and women of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is ready and willing to serve the citizens of Metro Louisville at any time. I'm Sheriff John Aubrey. Thank you for watching.